We have always said this, right? That the BCCI is the ultimate financial powerhouse when it comes to cricket. World cricket in particular needs India and the BCCI more often. Well, if you have to look at the ICC's new revenue model that has been accessed by ESPN Cricinfo, you will now understand why the BCCI is going to have a massive share in dealing with world cricket. Financially, at this point in time, there is no one much more powerful than the BCCI, and the latest numbers show that the BCCI is indeed the financial powerhouse of world cricket. So there is a new revenue model that the ICC has come up with, which has been accessed by ESPN Cricinfo, and according to those findings, the numbers are staggering in favor of India, because this new commercial cycle is from 2024 to 2027. And remember, this commercial cycle is only one part. The deal has been there from 2024 till 2031. Okay. Now, according to the numbers that are there, which I'll be presenting to you later, the BCCI will take home 40% of ICC's net surplus earnings. Now, 40% is massive, considering that the rest of the associate nations and the rest of the full member boards are going to be scrambling amongst themselves to get the better share of the pie. But a 40% of ICC's net surplus earnings, it is staggering, and it also highlights the clout and the growing clout that India's economy has got when it comes to cricket. Now, what are the numbers behind this entire thing? How is the system judged to be? Why did India get the majority of the share? I will explain to you in this video in the following slides. So, as you would have figured out, how does the annual earnings come for the ICC? The annual earnings is $600 million US. Now, how did that come into account? Because in the 4-year cycle that is there, from 2024 to 2027, the media rights that were sold amounted to USD 3.2 billion. 3.2 billion divided by 4 ensured that you got somewhere in the range of 600 million. That is the approximation. It is not the exact figure, it is the approximation. So, 2024 to 2027, that exact cycle, 3.2 billion, you got a USD of 600 million. That is how the annual earnings were calculated. Figure is over a 4-year period, and you'll know that this new media rights, which were sold to 5 different territories in this period, one of which Disney Star has got the rights now. So, in essence, if you look at the media rights that are there currently, 600 million is a staggering sum indeed, and it only shows that with decades and decades that have passed, the money that has poured into the ICC, and primarily from the BCCI's, the way how Indian cricket functions, the ICC is experiencing a surge in growth. Now, how did each member get the percentage? That's a very interesting technique that's been given according to this, because members' percentage distribution of the earnings came down to component weightings. Now, what exactly were these component weightings? Remember, these component weightings determined how much the member boards would get, the percentage of the revenue. The 4 component weightings were performance history, men's and women's ICC performance of their respective boards, commercial value, and full member status. Now, here there is a catch. In the garb of equality and in the mask of all of this, there is one major technicality that has been overlooked. And once again, you may want to argue, are we looking at the time of the big 3 again, when Australia, England and India tried to monopolize the entire the ICC? Yes and no to a certain extent, because if you look at the 600 million that is there annually, every full member of that begins with an equal share of 8.3%. It sounds good, right? 600 million, every single full member will have 8.3% equal share. But effective percent changes with the other 3 factors. Fine, you started with 8.3% as the base, but performance history, men's and women's ICC performances, commercial value, and full member status. It is the commercial value. ICC performance is one parameter, but it is the commercial value that ensures India will get the lion's share because of a certain 3-letter term called the IPL. Enough said about that. So let us delve into the numbers. What are the numbers? In that 600 million pie, BCCI will get 230 million, which is 38.5%, close to 40% that I mentioned in the earlier slide. BCCI will get 230 million per year. And you know what is the most staggering part? Apart from only the BCCI is going to get it in 3 digits. The rest are nowhere even close because English Cricket Board, England and Wales Cricket Board, ECB and Cricket Australia will get 41.3 and 37.5 million respectively. They do not even make up half of India. That is the financial clout. Who is next in line after ECB and the CA? Surprisingly, it is Pakistan. 34.5 million from this current 2024 to 2027 revenue cycle. They will get 34.5 million. New Zealand will get 28. South Africa will get almost the same. The lowest is Afghanistan with 16.82. 16.82 to 230 million. That is nearly, if you may say, 15 times less. That is the divide between India and Afghanistan when it comes to the cricket economy. 230 million to 16.82. This is the financial clout of the BCCI and Indian cricket. Now, everybody will be asking the question, why did the BCCI get the lion's share? Because their contribution to global cricket economy, because of the IPL, because of India's star power, because of the commercial rights that each player has, the contribution to global cricket economy is 70 to 80% alone from India. Rest of the 20 to 30% comes from the other nations. It is clear, without India's influence in the ICC, without India's presence in world cricket, the sport itself, as far as financially it is concerned, is doomed. This new revenue has only confirmed that. Performances for last 16 years. What is the performance? The performance history and the component weightings. The component weightings and the performance history is for 16 years. Now, why 16 years? This number 16 is a very significant number. Why is that? Look at the years. 2007 to 2023. What happened in 2007? India won the T20 World Cup. That revolutionized the game. You got the IPL the following year, 2008. You won the ODI World Cup in 2011, you won the Champions Trophy. At that same point in time, women's cricket started an upsurge in India. Right from the 2017 World Cup all the way up till 2022. Commonwealth Games, even the World T20s, every single time India made an impact. You will argue that, but Australia won 7 T20 World Cups and 5 ODI World Cups in this period. What happened to that? But where is the commercial value? BBL, women's BBL and everything might be great, but if you look at the money thing, it does not even match up. The money factor, especially coming from India, even if it is one tournament, is huge. Add to the WPL also to this. So, the clout that India has got is primarily because of commercial value. Commercial value and men's and women's ICC performance is only secondary. But the commercial value is of the highest importance. So, has this impacted India actually if you look at it? Because remember, there was the Big Three model which was scrapped in 2014, then there was a 2017 model that was proposed which Shashank Manohar had actually filed. But in this entire process, at that time, the 2017 model which was based on the principles of equal distribution, India was assured of a USD 405 million payout. Under the Big Three though, it was 571 million. Aggregate wise, if you look at it, USD 924 million in 4 years in this current model. So actually, India has not been impacted at all. On the contrary, It's only increased. Combined with the 2017 model and combined with the Big Three model, they are just falling short, but still 924 million in 4 years. It's massive for Indian cricket. Now, what will be the potential bottlenecks? Because remember, the ICC is going to have a meeting in Durban in June, and on that, this agenda will be finalized. Remember, now with this proposal prepared, it will have to go to the finance committee of the ICC at this point in time. After that, they will ratify it, but some members might want an objection, because some members have said that they want the timeline reduced from 16 years to 12 years. Look at the performance for 12 years. That means from 2011 till 2023. Emergency fund of USD 100 million. That is another thing on the agenda. Why is that? Because in case of an emergency, if any member board, say like Zimbabwe or Nepal or any of the other boards, they are finding it difficult to fund their cricket, they can withdraw from the emergency USD of $100 million. But if the $100 million is ratified, then the annual earnings, which was supposed to be 600 million, it will come down to 500 million. That is the reason why there will be a deliberation on this in June when the ICC meets in Durban. But there is no denying this fact. India is the ultimate powerhouse of cricket. It is going to be that way for the next 9 years. The first 4-year cycle has already seen India get 40% of ICC's net revenue, and that is a significant step. India has always argued that it is doing much more for cricket, and its impact financially, if you look at it, is much, much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So the BCCI is set to get a massive windfall in world cricket, and it's only the beginning. Remember, 2023, we are in the last year of that cycle from 2015 to 2023. From 2024 onwards, India's financial clout is going to be mighty indeed. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Thank you.